Welcome to another episode of St Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we look at Simsy Williams, better known as a Bat. Remember a while back, I did an episode about four men who robbed a cinema in Kingstown, and the men were given hefty sentences. But Simsy decided that he wasn't going to prison for such a long time. So he decided to tell on his accomplices. But you see, in the criminal underworld, there are only two ways to get out once you decide to sell out. You either fly away far from the men that you told on, or you decide to stand and face whatever consequences come to you. Please remember to hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to keep updated with all our latest videos, hit the notification bell. So let us take a quick trip down memory lane, because I have to remind you how all this started. So back in 2013, four men decided to go on an operation. The man them running with the mask upon them face, take our food. It is alleged that they took over $3,000, but one of the men had a popo. And while they were escaping, they saw a man and they decided, you know what, we can't leave any evidence behind. So one of the men took out the popo and do so blood tie and catch the man in the face, sending him straight to Dovecat. After the man them mashed the works, they decided to call their getaway vehicle. But someone signaled the police, and the police intercepted the men and caught them with a popo in the vehicle. But you see, when you are dealing with these types of activities, the first 48 hours is the most crucial. So the police gained the upper hand because they intercepted the men before 48 hours was up. One beanie man did a song said, a man who a walk in a posse, them a fool. You know why I'm said that? Because anytime you see man group up as a friends and thing gets sticky, man a start to sell out. And I me do it, I him do it. And I me, a she do it. You see, there's a lot of men who did things and got away because nobody was there to sell them out. You know, it's only you can sell out yourself. It has some real tough man out there, you know, won't say a thing. I want to sell out them friend. But in a them a time, it's hard to find them kind of friend there. You see, back in 2013, it had some really hardcore policemen who took nothing for granted from the time I reached in at the station. Boop, boop, blows like rain. You see, when they first questioned the men, all of them were saying that they were innocent. But the police said, you know what? The sentence carries a maximum of up to 35 years in the prison. Man, them start to watch one another. So 35 years. That are plenty time, you know. Just imagine being in your 20s and still have to go behind the bars for 35 years. Oh my. When you come out is when people are retiring from jobs. So the men them went to court, and some of them were still saying that they were innocent. But sentences were handed down, but an appeal was given after. So for those who are new to the prison system, it have some men that will go into the prison system and run movies. And when I say run movies, they would tell you what they had done. So the allegations are that one of the men who was in prisons at the time with a bat said that he could not take the pressure from the rats biting him and from the bed bugs, so he wanted to come out. Another prisoner gave a different story. He said that when the police force caught up with Bat, they saw him as the weakest link, so they decided to bring him into an office. And they put some peanuts between a jar, and they pushed in the jar, and they said, boy, if you don't speak, that is what is going to happen to you. But you see, that did not scare Bat. So the officer said, I am giving you one more chance to tell us who was the man behind the popo. But said, me no know office. What you talk about popo? Me no know about that. Oh, so you take office of a fool? Get over here. You see like a thing in a Mortal Kombat when the man them a pull you in and say, get over here. That's what them pull the bat. Them say take off him pants. Make we deal with him. Them take off him pants and then put him stand up over the jar. And then put the two thing between him leg them between. Yes, man. A ball between jaw. And the man them push in the jar with all them power. And the bad say office, and me tell you. Now do it again. Officer push it in again and say, boy, talk now. Bad say, me attack. And he told them who was the man behind the popo. But the officer said, boy, don't tell them that we put hands on you. Put hands on. Bart was so scared that when he went in front of the justice of our peace, he decided to just talk one time. And told the stories, we are not saying that the officers did that, but that came from the mouth of a prisoner that was incarcerated at the same time with one Bart. So the allegations are that the officers said that they now had enough evidence to send the man behind bars for a lifetime. But they needed to connect everything together. So they told the other men, you know what? Bart already sold out. So two of the men started to point fingers at each other. Are you do it? And me, are you? But you see, for the men, it was a sticky situation because the testimony or the evidence was already on paper from the key witness. And now who say like a somebody outside say that the man them do it, is one of their accomplices. So Bart did a small time and then he was released from prison. But them thing the word got wrong that Bart was out. Please do not take my words out of context. I am not saying that the men behind the bars sent any men for Bart, but you know how the street runs. Nobody likes a rat. It is alleged that the men started to throw talks for Bart. Whenever they saw him, they said, a snitch, a rat, we need to get at you. And whenever the men met up, Popo started to beat off. Tack, tack, tack. When one see one, tack, tack, tack. It was alleged that he got involved with two brothers. And the brothers was not afraid of him. They went for him brawling. But Bart caught one of the brothers sleeping. And he do so tack, tack, tack. And took out one and sent one to Dovecot. When the police came on the scene, it is alleged that Bart switched his t-shirt and ran into a house. So the allegations are that he got away scot-free. But there were men around the community who saw him. But Bart could not rest. A sleepless night, restless days. The men were coming at him, knocking on his door like an hurricane. It is alleged that one time he saw a man pass in a black suit and he was sitting on top of the stool. Onlookers said Bart got instant diarrhea because he was so scared that he thought that was the end. Several weeks late, it ended for real. Unknown assailants ran in and tack, 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 and sent Bart to Dovecot. At Untold Stories, we do not condone any act of violence. But as a ghetto youth, when your mashing works, you have to know who you are mashing works with because not everyone can hold their stomach. And now that the prosecution has lost their key witness, though you think that if these men go back to the court of appeal, they would be freed, or do you think that they would be given the same sentence knowing that the allegations are that they talked on each other because Bart gave a statement and they did not want to get the higher sentence. Some people on the streets even said that Bart lied on the men. So they have a solid chance at the Privy Council. It untold stories want to appeal to the youths in St Vincent and the Grenadines to stay away from trouble. Sometimes it may seem hard. Most construction work pay laborers from 50 all the way up to $100 a day. That $3,000 might could have been made in the space of 3 months, given the expenses that you have to deal with, and after you could have saved $3,000. As untold stories, we don't want to say anything bad about anyone, but you see, there's a situation here where three men are behind bars and they have their loved ones, and many more was sent to Dovecat. Because you see, they have been word on the street that they are gangs in the St. Vincent. But that is not how it goes, you know. It is a situation where revenge is taking a place. You know, friends and friends get involved in things, family of families, and that is how it goes. Hey, they don't wear banners and stuff to portray that they are a part of gangs. It's a separation between men in certain communities. And untold stories, we want to say condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones. It is alleged that the men who are behind bars are now rehabilitated. They want to come out and they have been living a better lifestyle. They want to change. At untold stories, we have many friends within the prison system. And one friend told us that one of the men said that as soon as he comes out, he's going right into the church.